Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my current thoughts on all the products that I reviewed in 2015. And these are the products that I did individual review and reviews on. And I have decided that I want to have a more specific rating scale for each product. And that's what I'm going to be doing for every single review in 2016. So I wanted to let you guys know my new rating scale and then re-rate and sum up my thoughts on all of the products that I reviewed in 2015. So my rating scale is going to be listed in the description box of each of my review videos just to help you guys know really what my scale is about and what my thoughts were on the product. So my rating scale is from 1 to 5, 1 being the worst and 5 being the best. So 1 means I despise it, 2 means I don't like it, 3 means I like it, 4 means I love it, and 5 means I'm obsessed with it. So that is kind of simple. And then of course you guys know I like to go into lots of detail in my review videos to tell you exactly why I gave that product that rating. And also by doing this video I looked back on all my products and saw which products that I rated the same, and I compared them, seeing if one was greater, one was lesser, or whether I really did feel that they had the same rating. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it's not pointless. I was really excited about this video, but then when I got to it I wasn't sure if I should do it or not. So I hope you all enjoy this video, and I will be listing all the items down below, and I will link the original review video because I will have a lot more detail and I'll have swatches and things, so definitely check those out down below. And the products in this video may seem out of order to you guys, but what I did was start with the first product that I reviewed in 2015 all the way up to the most recent product that I reviewed. So it's kind of out of order in terms of type of product, but that's how I organized it. So let's just get started. So my first product would be the NARS Audacious lipstick. The pros of this product would be the color range. I think they have about 40 shades. 30 of them are available on Sephora and all 40 are available on Barney's and NARS. Another pro of this product is the opacity. I have the nude shade Raquel. This is fully opaque in one swipe. I was highly impressed with the opacity and the pigmentation. I also love the texture. This is a cream satin lipstick. It goes on very opaque. It feels very comfortable and smooth. It doesn't look too matte or too shiny, so I really love the finish of how it looks on my lips, and I love how easy it is to apply. So the cons for this lipstick would definitely be the price. I think it's about $32, which is absolutely ridiculous for a lipstick. I did purchase this with a gift card during the VIB sale, so I was able to get 20% off. And I also found that as I wore it throughout the day, it did cling and accentuate to dry patches on my lips, which I didn't really love. So you definitely need to exfoliate your lips before using this lipstick. And honestly, I think this lipstick is great, but it isn't worth the hype. It isn't worth $32. I feel like so many other drugstore lipsticks perform just as well as this one. So my overall rating for this lipstick is going to be a 3.5 out of 5. So I'm in between liking it and loving it. Next I have the Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie Buttercream lip glosses. These retail for $18, and the Buttercream glosses are exclusive to Ulta. I think they come in about 10 shades, and I purchased the 2 lightest shades in the range. I have the Nude, which is Forbidden Nude, and this shade Perky Peony, which is described as a pink lemonade shade. I think that these are stunning. These are shades that I will totally reach for often, and I knew I would get the most use out of. So the pros for this product would be that these give about a medium opacity. Of course, it's going to depend on the shade of the lip gloss that you get and the natural pigmentation of your lips. You might get more or less color payoff. So my 2 favorite lip gloss formulas are the NYX Butter Glosses and the Buxom Full Lip Polishes, but they are 2 completely different formulas, and I feel like these fall right in the middle. They aren't completely tacky free like the NYX, but they aren't as sticky as the Buxom. They are the perfect mixture of tackiness, which I really love. I feel like these do last on my lips for a good amount of time, but they don't feel uncomfortably sticky. So I definitely love this formula a ton. The one con I have for this product is that the last time I wore these, my lips became really chapped out. I'm not sure if it was due to these lip glosses or something else, but it really has kept me from using these lip glosses more because I'm afraid of it happening again. And it wasn't just like regular chapped lips, like it was like completely cracked out, Sahara dry, and it didn't heal for like 2 weeks. So again, I'm not sure that it was this product, so please don't not buy these glosses just because of my experience, because I've never heard of anybody else having the same experience. So I definitely want to try these again to make sure that it wasn't the formula that chapped out my lips, because these colors are beautiful and I do love the formula so much. So I'm rating these lip glosses a 3.5 out of 5 because I'm in between like and love. I'd be leaning more towards love if I was for sure that these weren't the things that chapped out my lips. So next I had done a review on the ColourPop Lippie Primer, Lippie Pencil, and Lippie Stick. So starting with the Lippie Primer, I love that the applicator is the same as the Lippie Sticks because it's really easy to apply, but this does nothing for me. Like literally nothing. It doesn't make my lipsticks go on more smoothly. This doesn't fill in lip lines. It doesn't make my lip color last longer. I feel like this does absolutely nothing for me. It doesn't even moisturize very much. So my overall rating for this lip primer is a 2 out of 5 because I don't like it. I don't despise it, so it's not a 1, but I don't like it because I feel like it doesn't do anything for me. Coffee Break with Danny just did a dupe video on the MAC Prep and Prime lip liner and the ColourPop, and she said the same thing. The ColourPop did nothing and the MAC works wonders. So now I'm wanting to try the MAC, but this did nothing for me. Nothing. I wouldn't waste your $5 on it. My next product is the ColourPop Lippie Pencil. I have a couple different shades in this line, and this shade I have is Bound, which is a dupe for MAC's Whirl. ColourPop Brink Lip Liner is a dupe for MAC Soar, and ColourPop Wet Lip Liner is a dupe for MAC Stone. So I love that they have some MAC lip liner dupes because MAC lip liners are super popular but pretty expensive, and lip liners aren't something that I get like super excited over. So for the pros of this product, the formula is amazing. These are all incredibly opaque and they glide onto the lips really smoothly. If you are looking for a lip liner to fill in your lips completely, I recommend the ColourPop because they feel comfortable. My NYX retractable lip liners feel really cakey when I fill my lips in with them, so I love these to fill in the lips. Also, ColourPop has a million shades to choose from. They have a matching Lippie pencil for almost every Lippie stick, which is really awesome. I don't think you need to go out and buy a matching Lippie pencil and Lippie stick for every color, but I definitely think you should pick up a couple of them to try out the formula and just to have a nice variety of lip liners in your collection. So my only con would be the packaging, and that's for the fact that these are made of plastic and they are sharpenable, which I didn't think that they would be. I was really scared that I would tear them up, but I'm just using a Jordana pencil sharpener. This is like $1. It works perfectly. These actually sharpen really evenly, which surprised me and impressed me. So the packaging was a con at first, but since I figured out how to work with it, it doesn't bother me. So my overall rating for these lip liners would be a 4 out of 5. They are the best lip liners I've ever tried, but I don't feel the need to have a million shades in these. I wouldn't say that I'm like obsessed. These are holy grail, but these are the best lip liners I've ever tried. Definitely love them, which is why they're a 4 out of 5. My next product would be the ColourPop Lippie Sticks. So when I had done my review video, I had only tried the glossy satin and matte formulas. Now ColourPop has come out with a ton more. They now have pearlized, hyper glossy, cream, and sheers. My favorite formulas would definitely be the matte, satin, and the sheers. I also like the creams, but the glossies and hyper glossies are not my favorite, and I also don't have any pearlized, so I can't tell you my thoughts on those. So I just pulled out the two colors that are in my monthly makeup basket to show you. The first one I have is Contempo, which is a matte finish. Their matte lipsticks are actually very comfortable. And then I have one of the sheer lippy sticks in the shade Tiger, which has a really comfortable formula as well. So the pros for this lip product would be the applicator. I love that it is small and it is angled because I'm able to take the edge and line my lips and then fill it in. These are super easy to apply even if you have small lips, which I really enjoy. I also love that these all have really amazing opacity and pigmentation. Even the nude shades I have are very opaque. Within all of the finishes, I find that the shades are really opaque. I also love the fact that ColourPop has so many different shades and finishes to choose from, so there will definitely be quite a handful of lip product favorites for everyone. The only con I have for these lipsticks is that it depends on the shade and the formula, but I find that after a couple hours I will get that white ring of gunk on my lips, which is disgusting. And it doesn't happen with very many lip products, but I find that it happens with the ColourPop glossies, the creams. Sometimes it happens with a satin or a matte shade. It depends on the color, but it usually happens with the glossies and the creams, which sucks because I love the cream formula so much, but I just hate that white gunk. All I have to do is really scrape it out and I'm fine, but it's just kind of gross. So my overall rating for these lip products would be a 4 out of 5. I think that they are amazing. I absolutely love them. There are quite a few shades that I would never want to be without in my collection. I do plan on doing a ColourPop favorites in the future. It's just so hard because there's so many new products coming out that I want to try out and include if I love them. So I will have a video like that coming soon, so get excited for that. The next product I reviewed would be the Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and as you can see, I have 9 now. I have a small Z palette filled with them. I have 8 of their regular shades and I have 1 of their foiled eyeshadows. I also am getting quite a few more for Christmas, and then there's a bunch of shades that I wanted that are out of stock of their new duochromes and their matte shades. So once they're back in stock, I will be ordering those too. I love Makeup Geek shadows. They are very, very pigmented, smooth, blendable. They have a lot of great neutral shades and colorful shades to choose from. Also a variety of finishes, shimmer and matte and satins. So my overall rating for these shadows would be a 5 out of 5. I am obsessed with these. I think that this product is the only one that I've ever given a perfect score to, because all the other products I can find something that I don't love, but with these I love everything about them. The next product I reviewed would be the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Blushes. I have quite a few shades. These are 2 of the newest ones to my collection that were released with this year's fall collection. This is Never Been Kissed, which is a matte finish. So the ColourPop blushes come in 3 different finishes: satin, matte, and pearlized. Only a few shades are pearlized. Mostly they are satin and mattes, which I really love the formula of. So the pros for this product would be the shade selection. There are so many different shades to choose from. And the other pro for this product is that you can wear it over powder. So many cream blushes you have to apply under powder or they'll go on patchy. I don't have any issues when I apply these over powder, which is really important to me because I set my face with a colored powder. So I wouldn't want to put that on top of a blush because it would change the shade of a blush. So I also really love the texture and the formula of these for a cream blush. Most cream blushes don't work for me because I do have oily skin, but I really enjoy the texture of this one. It works well with my oily skin. So the con for these blushes is that they can be a bit tricky to apply. It recommends that you apply them with your fingers for the best pigmentation, but I hate applying products with my hands. And I tried a couple of different brushes, and the one that I found that works the best would be the Real Techniques buffing brush. Honestly, any of the Real Techniques brushes work really well to pick up the color and apply it to your cheeks. I just love the buffing brush because I feel like it is a perfect size for my particular cheeks, and it just picks up the product really well. So definitely recommend you try these together. Just regular duo fiber brushes don't really pick up enough product for me personally, so this combo works a lot better, but it is still a little bit tricky to blend and apply. I don't really have a problem with it, but I know that some people really do. And even though these are some of the best cream blush formulas I've ever tried, I just prefer powder blush over cream. I feel like it's just a lot easier to work with, and I love the way that it looks on my skin. So my overall rating for these would be a 3.5 out of 5. I'm in between liking and loving them. My next product would be the NYX Intense Butter Glosses. The original butter glosses are holy grail, 5 out of 5 for me. So I was excited to try the intense versions because they have even more pigmentation. So I purchased 6 shades right here. I have Tres Leches, and I also have the shade Spice Cake. So a nude and a more vampy color. So the pros for these products would absolutely be the pigmentation. They are very opaque. You can use them as a lipstick topper, but I think that they are opaque enough on their own, even for the nude shade. I also love the applicator. It is like a flat doe foot, and I find it really easy to apply it to my lips and to help line the outer edges. So I definitely love the applicator. I think it really helps to apply this product really easily. So the cons for these lip products would be that they bleed like crazy. I never ever have lip products bleed on me. So if you struggle with that, these are going to be a nightmare for you. You definitely have to use a lip liner, whether it is clear or a colored lip liner. You must have some type of barrier to keep this from running all over your face. When I swatch these, they settle into all the lines on my hands, which I don't usually have happen. Also, these transfer like crazy because they are such an opaque, basically a lip lacquer, and they'll get onto anything you put your mouth on. They're all over it, just all over it. So it made me really nervous too, especially where the deeper shades, because I didn't want to get them all over my face. So that is why I don't really reach for these, is because I get paranoid that they're going to be all over the place. So my overall rating for these would be a 2.5 out of 5. I'm in between disliking them and liking them. The next product I reviewed would be the ColourPop bronzers. They have 6 shades and I have 2 of them. I believe they have 3 satin and 3 matte finishes, so I purchased 1 of each finish. The matte shade I have is Skinny Dip, which is really nice bronzer shade for my skin tone. And then the satin shade I have is Paradise Cove, which does have a little bit of sheen to it. So the pros for this product would be the shade selection. I think that 6 different shades of bronzer is pretty impressive, and I also love that it comes in 2 different finishes. They have made a nice variety so that every single skin tone should be able to find a bronzer that works for them. So the cons for this product is that they are a bit tricky to apply. With the blushes, I didn't mind this formula because I'm just applying it right on my cheeks. I like intense blush, but for me, I like a very light layer of bronzer because it can look too intense on me. So I wanted to tell you guys which brushes that I use with them. So for the bronzer shade, I use the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush because I feel like it's easy for me to do the E3 with this brush. And then to contour, I use the Real Techniques Contour Brush. Again, the brushes from Real Techniques do an amazing job of picking up this product, applying it, and blending it out. So you guys definitely need to use a brush like these with these products, and they do blend better with these, but they don't blend out as nice as I would like for a bronzer. I think these are a nice formula, but I think that powder bronzer is way easier to work with. So my overall rating for these would be a 3 out of 5 because I like them. Then I have the ColourPop highlighters. I have 3 shades. This first one was a little mini that they had a special promo that you could try out the little mini sizes before they launched the full size highlighter. So this is the shade Stole the Show, which is a very light golden color. Works pretty well for fair skin. It would work on all skin, but just be really intense. Then I have the shade Smoke and Whistles, which is more of a pinky peach tone highlight. And then I have Wisp, which is a golden bronze color that works okay for my skin tone, but it would work better for medium skin. So the formula of the highlighters is very different from the bronzers. This is a very thin, slippery formula. So it really threw me off at first because I wasn't sure how to work with it. So I tried using the Real Techniques setting brush because you guys know I love the Real Techniques brushes for the ColourPop products, but it didn't work for me. It wasn't applying any color to my cheeks. So what actually works the best with this slippery formula would be the e.l.f. Small Stipple Brush. This is perfect to pick up the product and apply it to my cheeks, and not just apply the shimmer, but also apply the color pigment of these highlighters to the top of my cheekbone. So this brush is the one and only brush I'd recommend with these highlighters. You can apply them with your fingers. Again, I don't like applying products with my fingers. I feel like it blends out a lot nicer with a brush than it does with my hands. So I actually prefer the texture of the bronzers and the blushes over the highlighter. I feel like this does not go nicely over powder. I feel like it looks a little bit chunky. So I am rating this a 2.5 out of 5. I'm in between disliking it and liking it. So next I'm going to be talking about the Maybelline Color Blur Creamy Matte Pencils. I have 2 shades. The first one I have is 50 I Like to Mauve It, which is a beautiful mauve pink shade. The other shade I have is 45 I'm Blushing, which is a great rose shade. So these are the 2 lightest shades in the range, and they aren't that light. So the pros of this lip product would be the applicator. I really love how small and precise this is. It is easy to line and fill in my lips completely with this tip. Also, these do give a medium buildable to full opacity, which I really enjoy. I love that it is a really opaque lip product, and it also has a matte finish, which is nice because most of the shades in this line are really intense, bright, and deep shades. So with shades like that, you really want a matte formula that is going to last and stay in place. As for the cons of this product, after a couple hours, these got so dry that they made my lips feel tight and uncomfortable. I just couldn't wait to wipe these off and put on some lip balm. I found that these made my lips feel more dry than some liquid lipsticks do, which is absolutely crazy. And another con is for the fact that these were so drying, the wear time was terrible on these two shades. These lasted on me maybe 2.5 hours, and that is not including eating or drinking. That is just wearing the lip product and talking. It would just wear off. I had to reapply several times throughout the day. Maybe it is because I have the two lightest shades in the range, but these shades aren't that light. So my overall rating for these would be a 2.5 out of 5. I am in between disliking them and liking them. Next, I'm going to be talking about the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lips. I have several different shades, and these are my two favorite. We have Clueless and Solo, which are both muted, dusty colors. You have a dusty pink and a dusty corally salmon shade. So these two, out of all the ones I have, are my absolute must-haves. So the pros for this product is that it does dry down completely. I feel like it applies evenly, and even the nude shade that I have gives a lot of intense pigmentation. So the pros for this product would be that it comes in several different shades. So if you're wanting to try out a liquid lipstick for the first time, this is a great line to try because you will be able to find a shade that you like. I also really love the applicator. It is a really small, firm doe foot, which I feel is essential for a liquid lipstick product, especially a formula that is really liquidy like these are, so you can be as precise as possible. So I will just take the little tip and help line my lips, and then use the bottom portion to just fill them in. I feel like the applicator is absolutely perfect. It's so simple, but it works so wonderfully with this formula. And they wear for a really long time on me. If I do eat something, then they do tend to wear away in the center, but otherwise they do have a great lasting power. So the cons for this lip product would be that it is drying. I don't find it unbearable. It isn't as drying as the Maybelline Color Blurs for me, but it is a little bit drying. Also, these do not reapply well. You have to wipe them off completely and start from scratch. Otherwise, it's gonna look terrible. So unfortunately, these two beauties are their old liquid lipstick formula. Their newer formula, I do not like. I feel like it bleeds on me, it never sets, and it transfers like crazy. Liquid lipsticks aren't supposed to do that, in my opinion. I know that they're a little bit more comfortable now, but honestly, I would much rather have them be dry than to have them bleed and flake and transfer. Like, I don't want that at all. So I'm highly disappointed. I keep purchasing the new shades, but I'm going to try to stop buying them unless it's an amazing color, because the new formula I do not like near as much as the old formula. I guess I should just be really happy that my favorite shades are in the old formula. So let me know your thoughts, whether you prefer the old or the new formula. I know that my friend Jean is on the same boat with me, where we like the old formula way better than the new. So the review that I have is based 100% on the old formula. So my overall rating for these would be a 4 out of 5 for the old formula for the reasons that I mentioned, and the new formula would be a 3. I like it because of some of the colors. It still is opaque, but definitely not as good as the old formula. Next, I have these sleek cream to powder blushes. I have two shades. This is French Rose and this is Pink Peony. So the pros for this product is that it truly is a cream to powder blush, which I love because most cream blushes, like I mentioned, don't work on my skin, but this formula works really well with oily skin. I think it would work with dry skin as well because I don't think it is too drying. I also found that this applied really easily. You can apply it with your fingers, but that's not the way I prefer. I have two different brushes that both work with these, the Real Techniques buffing brush and the e.l.f. small stipple brush. So you're definitely probably going to want to use the small stippling brush with most of the shades because they are super intense colors. So this is probably going to be your best bet for applying them. So my con would be that these are almost too pigmented, and the shade selection is super bright. The most neutral shade that they have in the line is French Rose, which I love, but it's not that neutral. This is like a peachy coral color. The rest of them are so crazy intense. You need to be extremely careful in applying them. Apply a very, very small amount and use a small stippling duo fiber brush. My overall rating for these would be a 3.5 out of 5. I'm in between liking them and loving them. And my last product would be the Milani Amore Matte Lip Creams. These are two of my favorite shades in Lust and Beloved. Lust is a beautiful rose pink and Beloved is an amazing terracotta color. So the pros for these lip products to be that these are super duper pigmented, they feel very comfortable, and they have a velvet finish. So because they aren't completely matte, they aren't suck the life out of your lips drying either. So I do enjoy this. While I love the really dry formula of the ColourPop, I think that the Milani velvety texture is really nice as well. The cons for this product is that it has a really strong buttercream scent that I don't like whatsoever, but it does fade. And another con would be the applicator. Some people might love it, but I do not. It is that flat applicator like the NYX Butter Glosses, which worked for me for the gloss, but for this liquid lipstick, I found that it wasn't stiff enough or precise enough for such a liquidy product to help me be really precise. I did find a way to work with it. I wipe off the extra product, then I'll do an X on my Cupid's bow, and then I will go line the outside of my lips and fill them in. Applying it that way and only that way works for me. You can't get too crazy with this or you're gonna have lip product everywhere. And another con is that the pigmentation is not consistent between the shades. The pigmentation of Lust and Beloved was awesome, but I did also have Embrace and Romantic, which would be a red and a deep berry color like Max Rebel. Those were super duper uneven, which sucks. You don't want to have an uneven liquid lipstick all over your mouth, because when it is matte like that, it is really going to show when the pigmentation is uneven. So I really hated that within the different shades in the same line that the pigmentation was so off. So those other shades I don't love, I don't reach for, but Lust and Beloved are great shades. So my overall rating for these would be a 3.5 out of 5 because I'm also in between liking them and loving them. These two shades are amazing, but the other two are super patchy, definitely duds, but I love the formula, the consistency, the colors of these. They are really impressive. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video sharing with you guys my current thoughts on the products I reviewed in 2015. I'm really not sure if this is going to be helpful or pointless. I hope you find it helpful at least. I would love to know your thoughts if you've tried these products. Thank you all so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.